Hi everybody. I brought my purse with me on stage because I have anxiety issues, so I don't like to leave it anywhere. I've kind of had anxiety issues my whole life, and I just sort of ignored them until one day I thought I was having a heart attack. So I just checked myself into urgent care, and they're like, "Sweetie, you're just super freaking anxious. Like, you're gonna survive. But we'll just give you a prescription for some drugs, and I think that will help you." So that's kind of like, I guess, I don't take drugs, but I'll give it the college try. But between me deciding that I was going to give it the college try and actually getting the prescription, I lost the prescription, which is like the worst thing that can happen to a person with anxiety. So I called the urgent care and I was like, "I'm so sorry, I lost the prescription, so can I get another one?" And the guy was like, "Sure, let me check and I'll call you back." He never called me back. And so my anxiety started going. I was like, "Oh my God, they think I sold my drugs. And I'm calling to get another prescription so I can sell some more drugs. And I'm sure he's calling the cops and I can't call him back because I'm gonna end up in jail. And then, oh my God, I can't go to jail. I'm just a girl. I don't know what to do there." So basically what's going on is I still have anxiety and it's still an issue. So I have another issue with anger, which is sort of, some people are like, look at me and they're like, I'm very unassuming looking. I look like I'm just very kind and little and nice and whatever. But I'm like psychotic on a level that's institutionable, and especially in my car. Like it's embarrassing, but it's where I can let my anger out in a very safe place. But I feel like I'm the only person who, if I ever went to a gas station and walked away and a criminal snuck into my back seat, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill her when we get into a dark road somewhere." After driving with me for about 2 minutes, he would sit up and be like, "Excuse me, lady, I think I got in the wrong car. So if you could just pull over and let me out because you're making me really nervous." So just I'm the only person that could out anger a criminal, basically, is what I'm saying. I have a lot of issues. I have an issue with the game show The Price is Right. And everyone's like, "That's an American institution. How can you have a problem with that?" Well, I do, because on every single showcase showdown, there is a boat as a prize. A giant boat. It's a speedboat. It's a houseboat. It's a sailboat. 97% of the country can do nothing with this boat. What do you do when you win that boat and you're from St. Louis? Just drop it in the Mississippi River and live it there? Leave it there. I'm like, if I was on The Price is Right and Drew Carey was like, "You want a boat?" I'd be like, "Fuck you, Drew Carey. I want a trip to Australia and I'm taking it and I'm leaving it. You can't do anything about it." So that's how I feel about Price is Right. I have another issue with aging and LA specifically. I've been here for 2.5 years, and when I lived in the Midwest, people were like, "You look so good for your age," and I felt good about myself. And then I moved to LA, and I had a conversation like this other day with a 60-year-old woman. She said, "When women our age," and I was like, "Me and you?" "You're 60 and I'm 39. I know that I just said the words underpants and heavens to Betsy and the bee's knees in our conversation. And I know that I just told you that Sudoku and Ken are my favorite pastimes. And that my email address is susanrusso@hotmail.com. And oh my God, I was born in 1942 and my mother is my sister. Oh my God, but my whole life has been a lie. I'm an old lady." So I feel like she got me. She knew I was 60 deep down inside. The thing about LA is also, I've realized that I'm just never really going to be the prettiest person in a room in LA. It's just not gonna happen, and I'm okay with that because I'm kind of compensating my looks with my personality that is really, it makes people super uncomfortable. So I'm a super lot of fun to be around. I know I've just been complaining, basically, my issues, but living in LA is kind of like living the dream. And since I've been here, I've been able to eat 600 tacos from Jack in the Box and 150 Slurpees from 7-Eleven, and I've had like 47 bags of Oreos since I've been here. So it's like I'm really living the dream here. And my friends are kind of like, well, Susan, I feel like you could sort of live that dream anywhere. And I was like, maybe, but where else would it be so expensive and be so devastating to my self-esteem? I mean, LA is a fun town, but it's hard when you don't have a ton of friends. And I moved here with a husband, and then we got divorced. So my relationships changed, and so I'm figuring out how to have friends. I do have a really good friend, and I would say best friend. He doesn't speak English though because he's a dog. And you really have to be at a certain place in your life when you're willing to admit out loud in public that your best friend is a dog, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. So he's perfect, except he does have like one small problem. He gets like boners every day for no reason whatsoever. And it just happens every day. And it was kind of making us both uncomfortable. So since he can't speak English, I called the vet for us, and I was like, hey, my dog's getting boners every day. Do you know what should I do? And he recommended bringing the dog in for training. I was like, training for what? He's like, training to condition the dog that getting an erection is not a rewardable behavior. I was like, what kind of person do you think I am? Like, what am I doing to this dog to give him? I'm like, good job, dog. So basically I hung up the phone and I was like, listen, I'm just gonna bring the neighborhood prostitute poodle over every day. We'll have him take care of business and we'll call it a day. That's my time. I'm Susan. Thank you very much.